As with many things, you want to be careful and understand what you are getting into in the financial realm. In the personal realm, there was a gentleman in Wisconsin who celebrated a little too much during a recent trip to Las Vegas, where I think we were all familiar. You can buy tickets for pretty much anything. He thought he was buying 14 tickets for his family to attend the Wisconsin-Alabama college football game. What he actually bought was tickets to the country group Alabama. Big difference. Kind of missed that in the fine print. When we're talking about planning for retirement, something that has a lot of fine print, I think we all are aware, annuities. How do you help drill down the details before a client says, yes, this is what I want, sign me up?
Well, Chris, there's a million different moving parts in an annuity. There is contract anniversaries. There is what type of index it's invested in. What are the participation rates? What are the caps? What are the spreads? I don't want to get too much and using too much industry jargon, but I just had a gentleman in, it was about 3 or 4 months ago, and he had an annuity that had a spread of 13%. And what that means is the market has to get over 13% for him to make a penny. And he wasn't aware of this. It was something he bought, I don't know, 7 or 8 years ago, because it was out of surrender, which is another jargonal term. You also want to be aware of your surrender charges. That means you have to keep the money in that product for X amount of years before you're able to withdraw from it. And if you withdraw from it early, you get assessed a penalty. So what that means for the person listening is, if you don't know what you own, you might want to know. There could be some different products that could serve your needs better. When I look at something like a variable annuity, I kind of equate it to a car. If you bought a variable annuity 6 or 7 years ago, and let's say you bought a new car 6 or 7 years ago, you might still have a CD player in there. You probably don't have GPS. You probably don't have satellite radio. But the car that you bought 6 or 7 years ago might have been state of the art. Well, the annuities are kind of the same way. They constantly evolve. There's constant things that are getting better for the consumer. You have things like bonuses. If you put in $100,000, you might get a 15% bonus. With every investment product, I like to consider what I call gimmies and gotchas. Some of them are the gimmies. What am I getting? And then there's the gotchas. What are they going to take from me? And annuities are loaded with both of those things. They have bonuses. They have participation rates. They have, on the gotcha side, they have surrender charges. They have internal expenses. And that's kind of the thing that we can help navigate is, I've read annuity contracts back and forward almost like an attorney would know these things. So I could, or we could at the team here, everybody's kind of has the same experience. Let you know what you have, how it helps, and what might hurt you in your situation.
Boy, Jeremy really hit the nail on the head with all of those different. I like the concept of gimmies and gotchas. I think that makes a tremendous amount of sense. The storyline from my perspective on annuities is, why are you buying it? If you're buying an annuity to accumulate or to have an investment return, you're probably going to look at a variable annuity. If you're looking for market types returns, but without the downside risk of the market, you might want to consider a fixed indexed annuity. If you are a person that says, you know what, I want to buy an annuity where it's going to tell me what my interest rate is going to be for a certain number of years, and I can count on that interest being paid every year, then a fixed annuity might be the right way to proceed. I think the bottom line is, why are you buying an annuity? What's it for? And I think from my perspective, there's two main reasons you buy an annuity. You buy it for income, for reliable income that you can count on during retirement, or you're buying an annuity that could help in the event that you have a Medicaid spend down for long-term care expenses. Different annuities can solve that gap in terms of protecting your assets from a massive spend down if your health goes south. But the bottom line is, and Jeremy's exactly right, you got to know what you own. And I will also tell you, you may think you know what you own, but then you're going to need us to explain it every year, because there are certain things you're going to forget. You'll remember the gimmies, but the gotchas need to be addressed on almost a continuous basis. So knowing what you own, knowing how it works. If you're buying a annuity with an income guarantee, that's not saying that they're promising you a 6% return every year. It's like they're promising that the purchasing power of your money will increase at a 6% rate. Well, the amount that you can draw income versus the actual value of the annuity itself, there can be a big disconnect there. So it's very important to understand what it is you have. And if you allow us to perform a complimentary annuity review as part of the development of a retirement team action plan, we can make you aware of what it is you have and what might be the best course of action for you as you head into your retirement time.
As I say, making sure you know the details and going back and an annuity you may have signed yourself up for or enrolled in a couple years ago, you can't really go back and get the details before you sign, but have a better understanding of that, show you what that does offer, the whistles, the bells, what you are paying in fees, and if there is an option to maybe move that, perhaps change it out for another strategy, finding something that's going to work best for you, better suited for you, especially in this, while the rates have come down, still a pretty high interest rate environment, maybe finding something a little bit more lucrative. That is the power of that annuity X-ray. That is part of the retirement team action process, and that annuity X-ray, I want to offer that up complimentary to you right now. Maybe you don't have an annuity and you want to see if that could be a valuable strategy in your plan. Same thing, having that conversation, letting the guys at the Retirement Guys Formula and America's Medicare Associates, all of America's retirement headquarters, educate you, have that conversation with you. Look, it just starts by reaching out and setting up a complimentary time to speak with them, 419-794-3030, or you go to the website arhq.com.